Mauricio Mondragon, hopefully I said your name right, man, wants to know, how do I improve my basketball IQ? Coach Jesse Minchin with Get Handles Basketball, and in today's edition of On-Court Answers, I'm gonna give you 5 tips to make smart plays in basketball games. First thing you wanna do is something that you'll probably find quite fun. All you're gonna do is, you can either do this watching YouTube clips, but typically I would recommend doing it watching live games. Watching NBA players playing games, or even college basketball, especially if you're at more of the younger age. I would say college would be more applicable for where you're at, to try to understand how your coach probably wants you to play and understand the types of systems. But watch the team play, watch all the details as far as the court spacing, the ball movement, the way the players react with each other, both on offense and on defense, and watching that consistently to try to not just watch the game for entertainment, but get an understanding of what they're doing and why they're doing it can help you a ton. Now you'll probably want to take this more next level, which brings me to the second tip, which is to study more as far as like systems, strategies, plays, how different offenses are run, how different defensive schemes are set up, all the different types of maybe zone defenses, man-to-man, and the different philosophies that you can learn from that. Now, my channel is focused mainly on training your skills, right, and developing those and taking them next level. So if you want to try to get better at this side of things, what I would recommend you do is either go to Google and look for different, breakdowns of how plays work, how different offenses and defenses work, NBA, college, high school level, you name it. And then, see what you can find for resources for that. And I'm sure there's tons more stuff on YouTube as well. I know there's some YouTube channels that focus on that side of things. That can help you a ton. And to get the most improvement with that, you want to get super specific to start off with, right? Know what your team has for an offense, right? What your coach expects from you on the defensive side of things, the schemes you're going to be running on defense, the types of offenses you're going to be running, the types of things you need to be looking for. So you can study those offenses, study those defenses, find more resources online, any resources your coach can give you, and go super in depth on that stuff so you can get better at it. Once you really feel like you've mastered that, then go ahead and expand to some of the other ones, because other teams that you're playing against are probably going to be focusing on those, defensive schemes, or focusing on different types of offensive strategies, and you can kind of pick them apart and see where the opportunities are for you to take advantage of them on offense and defense. Third thing, you're going to like this one a lot, I know it. Go back to watching some more NBA games, college games, whatever the case may be, and pick a player out, one player, preferably a player that's really good, especially at the thing that you're trying to get better at. So if it's like a passer, right? You want someone that's really good at passing. Watch a guy that's really good at making passes, right? You could maybe watch some Steve Nash footage, Magic Johnson, or some more of the current players like Chris Paul. James Harden's a great passer, right? Watch them the whole game and pay attention to, okay, what are they doing for their passes? Or if you want to focus maybe on how they're getting into the lane, focus on the details of what they're doing. Like a lot of what I bring you guys on my channel, that's all I'm doing is I'm watching the players and saying, okay, what is it that they're doing with their footwork? What's the spacing they need with the defender to get that pass off, or to get that move off, or to get their shot off, right? What's the angle they took? Why did they position the ball here? And paying attention to those details can really help you improve your IQ more on the individual side of things. But don't just stop on, dribbling and shooting and passing. The defensive side of things as well, right? Watch a guy like Kawhi Leonard. Look at some of the different things he does, because he doesn't always do the typical things that coaches tell players to do on defense. So you might pick up some things to say, okay, in this situation, maybe I should break out of my defensive stance because of where the basketball is positioned, right? So by watching NBA players, you'll pick up a lot of little tactics, tips, and an understanding of the things you should be looking for. So paying attention to individual players, and again, what they're doing, not just watching the game for entertainment, but to learn from them, is a much different mindset. This next tip you're gonna love. It's a really fun one, and you can start destroying defenses and destroying them when you're on defense by applying it. But before I get into it, make sure you click that like button if you're digging the video so far, and leave me a comment down below if you got any other questions. If it's something I haven't answered on the channel, I'll hit it in my next edition of On-Court Answers. And if you haven't, make sure you click that top link in the description down below. It's a free workout that'll take your handle next level. So when you have this IQ, you'll be able to react and take advantage of those situations with your ball handling ability and create. Just click that link, pop in your email, and I'll send it to you for free. Now, this next tip though is huge. When you're gonna play another team, study them. Study what the team does, their overall philosophy, their defensive schemes, the offense they're gonna run, and you could see the situations and the moments in that offense, or maybe the breakdowns in the defense that you can take advantage of, the little gaps that you can attack in, that you can get your shot off, right? You can start to understand that. But to go even that next step If you know there's like certain players or a player that you're gonna be guarding is gonna be guarding you, watch them. Watch them a ton before the game. If you've got any film you can watch of them, or you can go to another game and maybe, you know, it's a night where you don't have a game and you can go check out their game. Go to the game, watch what they do. If they are really weak with their left hand, or if their jump shot isn't that good, you know how to react to that and how you should be defending them, right? If they're not good with their left hand, then you could force them left. If they're not good at shooting, then you can play them a little more loose so they can't drive on you. Or if they're good at shooting, you could play them tight if they're not good at driving, right? You could pick up those little details. You could see tendencies that they have to do on defense. You know, if they really bite on fakes hard, then you can give them a lot more fakes, right? You can start taking advantage of all those little tendencies you notice that they do just by scouting them a little bit and seeing what things they like to do. So paying attention to the opposing team as a whole, what they do on offense and on defense, and then also the individual player or players that will be matching up with you and seeing how you can take advantage of what their tendencies are on offense and defense. Now, this final tip is huge and you cannot overlook it. You have to get into more games. Simple enough. Get into games, play more often, and you'll start to be able to see the different opportunities and all these little things that I've given you for the tip beforehand. You can start applying them, right? Getting in pickup basketball, getting into more league games, just getting in games in general, especially if you can get it closer to 4-on-4, 5-on-5, more like a real game would be for your actual leagues. That's gonna benefit you the most. You can start to pick up on a lot of things, okay? But also even with one-on-one, you can start to apply some of maybe the more individual tactics that you're learning, that you're figuring out as far as IQ goes, and seeing the little things you can look for in your defender, right? But you gotta get into games to start getting that in-game experience to understand the spacing you need, the little inch you need to get that angle off, that little bit of a difference in their footwork that you can use to your advantage, right? You can't really start to make those quick reactions and make it a habit unless you're getting into games more and understanding how things look, how they feel, right? That feeling sort of thing is something that doesn't really get thought of enough in basketball, but it definitely affects the way you play, and thus, as far as, you know, making smart decisions on the court, the way you feel will affect that as well, right? If you're really tense or, you know, hyper, or if you're feeling panicked about the game, that's gonna affect your decisions, right? So getting into more games is gonna help you calm down a little bit more, understand what things to look for, and, you know, things will start to just become a lot more natural for you. So that's the 5th tip. If these tips helped you, make sure you click that like button for me, and make sure you click that subscribe button to catch the newest videos, and check out this video and check out that playlist. I guarantee those are gonna help you as well. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and make moves today.